Coach, you get off to the great start with Avante on the jet sweep, and then that seemed to open things up for the inside game. Let's talk about the dominance of the running game today.
Yeah, I mean, anytime Avante got us going on that second play, I mean, that's just really they came out and gave us a different look to that formation, and he made that play happen. Broke a couple of tackles, and then he was explosive tonight. He's continued to be like that. We talked about early in the season he was going to have some games like this, and tonight was one of those games. I'm proud of everybody. The list goes on. Our defense, first and foremost, to come in here, say you're going to hold them under 400 yards, even the 28 points, but 5 turnovers. We scored on 4 of the turnovers, and we rushed for 330 yards. I just don't think that you're +4 in any game in turnovers and you rush for 300 yards. I don't know a team that's ever lost doing that. That's winning football, and I'm proud of our guys.
Javon Williams, another 4 touchdowns, another day at the office for him. Just talk about the way he's just a man among boys right now.
Yeah, and he's. I've said this. I mean, I feel like he's the best freshman in our conference. I think he's the best freshman in the country, and he's just such a joy to be around. He really is. I mean, he's a worker. He comes to work every single day. He earns a lot of his yards. He's such a playmaker with the ball in his hands. He returns punts for us. He's just committing to the details. I mean, he's a heck of a player, and it doesn't make you that smart of a coach. I mean, you got to find ways to get 15 the ball, and tonight, 4 touchdowns in the first half, and then he was able to grind some. DJ went for over 100 yards again. I mean, the team's got some toughness. It's got some grit. We talked about it last week. DJ, 4 weeks ago, was told he's out 6 to 8 weeks. He's out here pounding it. Most of his yards are hard-end yards up the middle. We found a little formation into the boundary that we were able to get him loose on a couple times there late. But I'm proud of DJ. I'm proud of everybody. I'm proud of everybody that just unselfishly celebrating for everybody. When you think about Nigel Kilby, he hasn't had the 2 biggest games, and you're putting on clips of him on the sideline celebrating and leading chants in the locker room. That means you got a team that's committed to each other and being unselfish. And I can't say enough about Cody Kreider, our team chaplain, Roger Lipes in Russia right now, and asked Cody Kreider to do the chapel before the game, and for a 5th-year senior with 2 surgeries, and our team hearing that, it was almost hard for us to come out here and not play well. I mean, he is as tough as they come, and I think people are just following suit. They're practicing well, and we're just focused on going 1-0 next week.
I thought you got pressure on the quarterback early, didn't necessarily get home, but then in the second half, the sacks started coming, the turnovers started coming.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to sack him. It really is. We've talked about that all week. You got to defend the original play, and then we talked about it in our press conference, and then you got to defend the scramble drill. And so many of his plays come. He's a heck of a player, and but we were able to get some pressure. I thought our back end played great of making them work, making them earn it. We didn't have any of the touchdowns over the top that you see. They had to earn everything that they got. And I don't know how many times they snapped the ball, probably quite a few. But we've got the time of possession, 35 minutes, 300 yards rushing, 500 total yards, 5 turnovers. I thought we came out here and played another good game.
Yeah, you talked about the back end, like coverage. If he can't find anywhere to throw it, he had to work a lot harder to try to find a place to throw it.
Without a doubt. I thought those guys, I mean, the scheme, mixing up pressures, getting pressure on the quarterback, those guys just covering, making them earn every catch that they did. People were contested, and then people were rallying up and tackling. I mean, we talked about we had to get some pressures, we had to get turnovers, then we had to tackle well. And again, I think that when you see a good football team, they tackle well, they do the fundamental things well, they can run the football when teams know you're going to run the football. And we've done that 2 weeks in a row, and we've won 2 weeks in a row.
How are you able to kind of neutralize their front 4, Nick? You doubled their guys a couple times, but you really kept them off Correa.
I think that anytime you're running the ball, you can kind of dictate when you're going to run and throw it, and Correa made some good throws. We're detailed on Correa. He can still play even better, which excites me. His best game is coming, and but he made some big throws. He made some big third downs. The 4th down, that was a tough decision to take points off the board there before the half. 13 seconds. We've talked about it. It's not easy throwing touchdowns down there. If something crazy happens, an interception, the momentum goes right back to them. You think we have the ball coming out. We just went on a really nice drive. You would be excited with getting a field goal, and we made it. He had already missed an extra point, and then for Correa to step in and throw that touchdown to Avante was big time right before the half.
Did you feel like if we don't score on this play, we'll just kick it again?
Yeah, we were definitely going to kick it again.
I mean,
you know,
13 seconds.
but being aggressive on the road, we needed to win. So, you know, but yeah, we still had timeouts, so we could have, you know, ran the football right there. We could have done a lot of different things, and but the play opened up, and Correa made a nice throw to Avante.
It sounds so simple, but how did you get the ball to your playmakers here today, and then last week too? You're just getting them the ball, and they're making 53-yard runs with it.
Yeah, I think that you know, at this point in any, I mean, we're going into week 9. I mean, it's teams know who your players are. They know what you do. They know your schemes. You're always going to have a few wrinkles in there, maybe a formation or two that's different. But you got to go out and execute. And I think that our guys did that. I think that the plans that we've had against the different defenses, you know, we talked about this as a little bit different look than we've seen from these guys and that we've seen all year. And they've had great practices. I've said that 2 weeks in a row. I mean, on Tuesday and Wednesday, and you have the confidence that the looks were good and they played well, and our scout teams really did a great job on both sides of the ball. Then you come out and you play well on Saturdays.
You put yourself in a position to play some really important games in the month of November. How pleased are you to be in that spot where now you're battling for a playoff position?
Well, I mean, that's what we do it for. You know, that's what these guys come here for. That's what we recruit them for. We knew the process is the right process, and we believed in it. You know, when you sit there and you're 2-4, but with the schedule that we've played a lot of good teams. When you look back now, I don't know who won out of SEMO and UT Martin, but you know, SEMO is a top 25 team, and that was probably our worst executed game in the second half. They got hot and got us. Then you get beat by Arkansas State that thinks they can be a bowl team, and then we play 2 top 10 teams and really compete in both of them. Feel like we let 2 slip away in that. So we found our way back to 4-4. These guys have committed and not questioned anything, and now we're 4-4, and we'll worry about Indiana State tomorrow at 2 o'clock.